Hello again, and today I have a very different commentary. As I record this, I've just walked out of Rambo Last Blood, the brand new installment in the Rambo franchise, and the whole movie through, it got me thinking, this is why we need healthy outlets of male aggression. I'm talking violence in our entertainment. Aggressive, heavy music, whether it be gangster rap, outlaw country, fucking all kinds of metal. Literally every metal has some form of aggressive masculinity in it. And why I think suppression is the most unhealthy thing a man can do with his rage. Throughout civilization, man has tried to conquer his inner demons, his aggression, or in some cases has tried to channel that aggression into something that is productive not only to himself, not only to his family, not only to his neighborhood, but to society at large. We have created monolithic structures using, our back-breaking labor. We have made monuments to the past through expression of violence. We honor our fallen by expressing that violence in what is the greatest of all competitive sports, gladiatorial combat. Okay, hear me out. Gladiator combat was the pinnacle of competitive sports because you had a chance to live, and that chance creates greater narrative depending on the whims of the Roman idiot that spared the gladiator's life when calls for mercy were answered with mercy. Now, the reason why I have to talk about this kind of stuff is not only is Rambo getting dogged on by a bunch of fucking loser critics, as usual, no one's listening to them, but it's just the poisoning of the well that critics are attempting to do at anything that is truly masculine, that isn't just, oh, here's superheroes on the street. They have good values, a good moral character. No, when we have to talk about retributive justice, that is apparently toxic masculinity, because that is the plot of Rambo Last Blood, is that it is just retribution for actions taken by a gang of thugs against John Rambo and the people he calls his family. Apparently this is just another episode of toxic masculinity, and I will probably, something else in the future will set me off into doing long-form commentary on why toxic masculinity is the worst thing to ever happen to men. However, aggression is healthy for a man. I see weak men as soulless ghouls. They do not resemble men to me or to anyone that is even mildly masculine. When you see these men, you laugh at them. That's what you do in school. They don't resemble anything. And yet, instead of fighting the bully, like, I don't know, classic fucking school tropes would have you remember, we are now told or telling our young men to bury all that shit. Bury it down. Aggression does not help anybody. Now let me call you a bitch behind your back, Stacy. So, I should have said Becky, but, oh, man. Seriously, it's just really funny how women have just told children that if you see, like, we need to end bullying, but, like, we can't end bullying the way that works. We have to end bullying by making everyone snitches, and then even funnier than that, like, we have to... I'm sorry, I shouldn't be laughing at this, but it is just so comically evil. This is how we create school shooters. And that's why I'm laughing. Because if you understood anything about what makes the school shooter explode, and I'm not talking like the fucking the Sandy Hook guy, because that is still really, I don't know all of the details, but it's super weird that an older kid with no connection to the school went in and shot a school full of very young children. But every other school shooter, fucking bullied kid that turns into fucking an hero, as they used to say on ED and 4chan and shit like that. These people are created. They are not just born this way. They are created by being bullied and then being told violence is not the answer. Well, there's something called final justice that these people end up committing, and it is not justice. It is literally them ending the problem. This has been the case since Columbine. Columbine should have made people realize that, hey, maybe we should talk to these kids, see what's wrong with them. No, instead we just now play the blame game. It goes from guns to entertainment, entertainment to guns, guns back to entertainment, and it's such a fucking stupid cycle when all you gotta do is know the signs and then talk these kids down from the tower. And instead, what is the main goal of education nowadays to these troubled teens? Repression. We need to repress our dark emotions, which are not emotions. They are outlets. They are outlets of aggression that need to be fed. Because if they are not fed, if they are not even harnessed properly and used to the betterment of that person, their neighborhood, their family, society at large, we create more school shooters. And even though I'm starting to run out of stuff to say, look, it's just a matter of understanding reality. So much of what is wrong in society, as I talk on this channel constantly, is just people not understanding the problem. And one of my favorite phrases applies right here. They are trying to put a Band-Aid on a flesh wound. It is bleeding out. The Band-Aid literally cannot solve the problem, and yet they put the Band-Aid on anyway, like it's going to do something. You know what does something? You fucking cauterize the wound if need be. You apply pressure until you can get to a hospital so that the blood stops flowing, you fucking dummy. But again, I'm yelling at a hypothetical because I'm just so aggressive. I'm just so strong. And I'm just so angry. And see, right now I'm recording this in my car. And that kind of outlet is something that no psychiatrist, no fucking shrink, no lab coat will ever tell you to do. And I will tell you this right now as someone with some mild rage problems. Yelling in your car is like the greatest thing ever. Yelling in the woods is even stronger. Just, don't attract the bears, because you don't want to have to actually yell at the bears, except yelling is like the only thing that will make them go away. It's just, you don't want to enter that situation in the first place. So, in closing, I'm going to try and use this last minute to talk about why aggression works. We have discussed everything, really. We just need to emphasize to the weaklings, to the people, the women who want to mommy the problem away. Sorry, no. Life is hard. Deal with it. There is no shame in getting angry every once in a while. There is no problem with ending a fight that the bully started by hitting them. There is literally nothing wrong with that. In fact, it would shut the bully down. It just would crush them to not be the strongest. And that is all this is. All of this just needs to be harnessed into something positive. There is such things as positive aggression. You just have to know how to use it. So to all you people out there who are weak and want others to be weak like you, tread lightly because you're about to get stomped on.